everybody. This is Peter Palmiotti of Human Art Studio, and this is Making Comics and Art, episode 170. And just a little information to start us off. Allison, my co-host, she may be making it out to the show, or maybe not. She had a little flare up with her MS, so that's totally understandable. That's just the way things go. Um, but we wish her well, and we'll see her when we see her. Definitely. I'm working on Designated. If you've been watching, this is something I started again recently, and this is the art of Jade Smith. My inks, and this is a project created and written by Mark Torres. It will be a graphic novel. I think it will be available as single issues digitally, and it's going to be published by um, Apex Comics Group next year at some point. And I'm working on issue 2 right now. This is page 13 because I jump around. And that's all I have to say about that. I'll probably be working on Retro tomorrow because I'll be doing a solo show. So
you're working on multiple projects per day.
Oh man,
knock out a couple pages for one, and then later on do some more.
Yeah. I got way too much going on, and I want to try to focus more of my energy, with streaming on YouTube on this project because this is going to take me months alone. But I'm wrapping up Retro. I'm down to the last page. It's a 28-page story. And yeah, I got a lot of other things going on. Anthology.
Did you write it too? Did you write Retro?
Retro, yeah. It's a character I created in my late teens. Developed throughout the years. I got an artist, Rich Fisher, who penciled the first issue. But I'll be writing, penciling, inking, and coloring the book.
Coloring,
with issue 2 on. Yeah, I'm going to start off
digital
coloring. At least I'm going to attempt it. We'll see how it goes. I got
Photoshop or Paint Pro, wherever the hell. What's that one that everybody uses?
I got it's a what is it called? Clip Paint Studio. Used to be called Manga Studio. Yeah, it's a kooky name, but I got a X Pen tablet, and as soon as my schedule frees up a little, I'll start working with that and let people know how that's going. I'm going to start out very 80s simple coloring, and I'll get more complicated as my abilities improve and all that. I have Allison's actually going to be doing the flats, so it should be easy, straightforward, and simple. But I'm excited to jump onto that stage once I get the inking done. Which, like I said, I got the last page. It's going to take me a little bit, but a little bit here, a little bit there gets the job done.
I'm all done, but I do have some model sheets that I was thinking, maybe I can just get them colored because they're already inked.
Right.
I mean, not every one of them, but some of them, and maybe put them in the book.
Yeah.
Or a stretch goal. I don't know.
I got. I'm doing. It's a 28-page story for Retro, and I'm doing a 40-page book. So there'll be lots of extras in the back, fan art, and I want a letters page, and some other things. So definitely there'll be room for stuff.
You can draw and talk at the same time. That's amazing to me in itself.
Yeah, I've been doing this on YouTube for years. It's some days are easy, some days it doesn't
Well,
come easy, but
some
yeah,
people could do it, some people can't. I go to a convention and I'll get a piece, and there's some guys I want to sit there and I want to watch them. Like I was at Mark Texera's table, and he can have a conversation with you and draw like a masterpiece right there in front of you, and just
yeah,
talk and talk. And he wants to sit there and he'll talk with you. And there's other guys who are like, yeah, get out of here, kid. I'm not gonna want you hanging around my table when I'm trying to draw your shit. You know?
yeah. I'll tell you a quick story. Mark Text, as a lot of people know him,
Yeah.
was really the reason that I got into comics, because my brother asked me one day. I had a day job before I got into comics. I was working 10 years in, like as a messenger and eventually in the mailroom. Um, he asked me if I wanted to make a couple extra bucks. His friend Mark was working on a book. They had to get it, done by the next day, and went up to the Marvel offices. And it was me, Jimmy, Mark, and this guy, Ken Branch. Um, and we all pounded away. I think he had half an issue to go. And he got it into the office the very next day and got it done. I just was filling in blacks. I didn't have the skills back then.
Ink assist.
But no, just filling in blacks. I wouldn't even call that ink assist. Jimmy was doing inking figures, and Ken was inking backgrounds, and Mark was doing everything else. He was still penciling pages. It was crazy. He was guzzling coffee and eating donuts, and we were just for 3 or 4 hours we were just cranking away up in the Marvel offices, which is insane. Like you couldn't do that nowadays. But this is back in '91. But it was a hell of a lot of fun, and really it took me 10 minutes of being there and doing that, working on a book that would, one day be published by Marvel Comics. You know, I read hundreds and hundreds of books by that time. Um, it was a real inspiration. It was like, yeah, this is what I want to do for a living. I don't know what I was thinking before. It's like I went to art school, and I dabbled in art here and there, and drew, since I was little. But I think I was precious about it previously. It was like, I don't know if I want to do that for a living and make it, it's too important to me to put a dollar amount to it or something. I was as a kid, whatever. But I made that decision, and here I am now,
Yeah,
30
he was
years
always one of
later.
my favorites.
Yeah.
I lost
He
his
he
email. I lost his email, and I cannot find it. I've been searching and searching. It's a weird email name, and I can't think of it, what it is, and I cannot find it. But he told me, to keep in contact with him. I drove all the way from Denver to where was it? He was in the Wyoming con a few years ago, and then I seen him like 3 or 4 other times at conventions. He was supposed to be at this Colorado Springs con last year, but all the cons got canceled because of COVID.
right.
And the guest list was unbelievable, though. It was Mark Texera and what's his name there, Simon Bisley,
Bisley.
Bisley. Yeah, I can't always say
Yeah,
that name wrong. It was he's like not even in America, right? He's from the UK, I think.
I believe so. Yeah.
So yeah, they had to fly him in from over the pond or whatever, across the pond, and it was just a good looking show. And kind of Kevin Eastman was even one of the guests, but then it just got
Nice.
canceled.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
seems it's going to be like that for a while. This COVID's not going to end anytime soon. I don't think. But
No, it's like it's not so bad. Like I'm in a small town in Kentucky. Uh, from the looks of it, it's not so bad here. Um, but my friend who lives out in L.A., California,
oh god,
she says it's getting worse over there. So different places, different happenings. But I was supposed to go to Heroes Con in 2020 with a friend of mine, and that got canceled. But we're scheduled to go well, not this year, next year. Um, so hopefully it happens next year. I've never been to Heroes, but I hear it's a great, great con.
I've never been
And
to Heroes. Oh yeah, in Charlotte or whatever.
yeah, Charlotte, Virginia. Um, and so like I'm really looking forward to it. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I haven't. It's been a while since I've done a convention, and I really just want to get a lot of books done. I
You ever
sort of
do
have.
MegaCon? I always wanted to go to that one.
No, it's like I've mostly been to all the New York ones. I've been to Chicago. I've been to San Diego once. Philly, whatever the Philly con was, a bunch of times.
Oh, I've been to that one once. That was a really good show. McFarlane was there. Uh,
Yeah,
Eric
yeah,
Larson. It was a really big show. I remember. I was a little kid though.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I did that years and years ago. Back in the '90s is when I did the most
Oh,
conventions.
that's when I went. I don't remember. It
Yeah,
was like 93 or 91.
yeah.
91, I think. I don't know.
But yeah, the people running it, at least at the time, were really cool people and really nice. And you could tell, like, when you do a convention, when the people go out of their way to make you feel welcome and ask you if you need anything and really help you out. And they were super cool. Remember that much.
I like the green room. You know about those, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think it was there that I went in the green room and I saw Rucker Howell, um, the actor, and I know him mostly from Blade Runner, and um, it was like, man, I couldn't believe I was sitting like a table away from him. It's like, hey, it's Rucker.
Yeah, I went in the green room and there was like the that priest guy from Walking Dead. It was just sitting there, just
Oh,
sipping some lemonade or something, and a
nice.
leather couch in there, and little sandwiches, like a party sub cut into little pieces.
Oh yeah, they hook you up right.
I remember like one of the artists gave me his pass. He's like, "Here, just go to the green room." I'm like, "What?" It was like a magical place.
Yeah, yeah. I was informed too. I was like, "Oh, there's a green room. Oh, that's cool."
What's a green room? Did you get in there? They're like, oh, I don't want to
Yeah,
leave.
yeah, yeah.
So we only had
Totally.
one, so I'd give it to my wife, and then she'd go in there, and she's like, "Oh my god!" They had like fresh squeezed lemonade with the lemons in the thing, and you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and just
Oh
everything.
yeah. Yeah. They go all out.
That's the life.
Definitely, like, when a con is run right, and makes all the difference, because it's like usually a con like the whole weekend, and you're just exhausted every day and every minute. But it's so cool. You get to meet all your friends, you get to meet all your peers, you network, meet new people. uh it's definitely worth it as a creator to go to the conventions as much as you can. um I was gonna say, like, if you lost his email, like, what I do is I don't even try to look through my emails to see who
I've
I got.
searched. I've searched my emails. I've even written to him before using the email, and I couldn't find my sent email. So I
Mm,
probably had to delete it at some point because my email box got full.
mm,
And yeah, I just don't have his email, but I was
yeah.
always trying to get a hold of him. He told me to keep in
Well,
touch. He's just
he's
one
on
of my
so-
favorite artists.
he's on social. Like, you can probably direct message him, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
maybe I'll just try Facebook or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. I
Uh,
haven't seen him on there. I think last time I looked, he didn't post in like a year or so. So I didn't.
uh,
I don't know.
he- I'm sure he's reachable.
I'll see him along. I'll see him around eventually. But
Yeah. But we're here to talk about you, man, and what you're up to. And
I see Pops
well,
is in here. What's going on,
yeah,
Pops?
let's say hello to the chat because we've been ignoring everybody. Is Landon? Hey, and like I said, is Pete. I mean, it's Pete. There's Pops. I'm Pete. I'm still looking for. I'm still looking for work, Peter. Looks like you're keeping busy. Yes, most definitely. If you don't know Landon's work, he's pretty incredible. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. I forget if he's on Twitter. But go.
Kind
You
of
know,
work.
commission work. Commission
I
work.
know, but
He
coloring, inking, penciling. What?
Oh, he pencils and inks his own pieces. He colors his own pieces. He does full blown work.
They have
Um,
those things on Facebook. Those what are they called? Groups where they have coloring ones, pencilers, comic
oh
artists.
yeah,
That's a good place to drop your art and get some people to commission you.
he knows all about groups. He's
Okay.
in all the groups. But yeah, there specifically there's on Facebook. There's groups for commissions. There's groups for collaboration. There's all kinds of groups. Um, and yeah, he posts in everywhere. I seen him drop a video and then like share it out to, I don't know, crazy amount of groups. So but that's what you got to do to promote your own work. And it's work to share it out and do all that marketing. Um, but
That's
yeah,
what I'm doing.
welcome.
I just started my stream tour.
Yeah, that's right. You should definitely keep a list of who you've been on, because once you do go live, like what we're going to be talking about coming up is, which I posted in the chat, is pinned in the chat, is the sign up for your both of your books. Um, and once
Yeah, you
once
get
you
both. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I was just going to say, once you go live, then you'll already be signed up and you can go directly to the live crowdfunding event,
Yeah,
as
I
they say.
just made one of those Mailchimp accounts, and I'm gonna start updating people. But I'm just building my list right now. Before I do that, I
Right.
have about 50 right now signups,
Cool.
and we're trending on Indiegogo for launching soon.
That's
So
excellent.
I got a trailer out, so I was gonna play that for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. When you want to hook that up.
Some people haven't seen it.
Oh, that guy we kind of know, Telepathic Bunny Comics, is here.
Oh, I heard of him.
You heard of him? I don't
Yeah.
know. He's part of that Genesis crew. Yeah. Um, he says, "I'm here, but Nashi on late lunch. Long time no see, Bill." And Landon goes, "Any good groups in particular?" Thanks, Peter. Yeah, there's specifically commission groups I've seen, and groups that like are looking to hire artists. Like there's all different names and groups for that. I don't know any specifically by name, because I need to make a master list for myself of what groups do what, because everybody has specific things they do in that group, and rules to their groups. And here, okay, let me click on this and make it big. So describe away.
Yeah. These are the two books. Smokes the Fox 1 and Weaponized Werewolf 0. Pretty much both these books are connected, but you can read either one in any order. Doesn't really matter. I don't think. I would probably recommend maybe Smokes first, then the Werewolf book, but it doesn't really matter which way. Mike Barron wrote both the books.
That's cool.
Weaponized Werewolf is just a short story. It's only 16 pager, but I'm gonna have a stretch goal. I think to add like 4 pages to it.
Cool.
So that should be pretty cool. And I'm gonna play this trailer for you guys.
Excellent. And turn the sound on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart it because there's no sound here.
Yeah. Oh, I hear it. Good looking books. Yep. So.
My friend Kurt Hathaway did that video for me.
Oh yeah.
You know him?
He's a letterer, right?
Yeah. He's been lettering for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know him personally. I've seen his name a million times.
Yeah, he lettered Youngblood, the first few issues for Rob Liefeld, and almost all Rob Liefeld's books back then.
Cool.
I was going to show you some slides, like a presentation.
Cool.
You guys
And
see that?
I'll mention. It will come up. My internet being slow. I don't see it yet.
You can't see my screen?
Oh, it's. Well, I see the video. What
Oh,
screen?
I think I hit. All right, I'm gonna have to share a different tab. I think is the problem here.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, I'm gonna share this different tab here. On the big shows, everybody does everything for you, Peter. So I gotta learn how to do this stuff myself.
Well, that's why I got Alison into the mix, like so she can help me out, so I can focus more on working. But you know, I'm still small time.
He's like, send me the link. I'm gonna load it up for you. I'm like, what? And like seamlessly went into his loop and like perfect, no stutters. I don't know. A couple people played my trailer and like it'll cut out, it'll go in and out, it'll stutter, the quality will look bad in a few. It'll pause for a second. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. All right, we got Aaron here. Welcome. And Telepathic Bunny says we spoiled Belmont. All right, let me click on that.
I don't know. I keep getting the wrong stream.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to just pause
What's this?
that.
Most of the time, he just shows up. LOL. We'll get there. We'll get there. So anybody that doesn't know the name Mike Barron, it's like I personally love him from Nexus. He also did a book called Badger that was crazy fun. But he's done tons and tons of other stuff. He's currently got a book, The Thin Blue Line. It's a cop drama comic. Um, and I wonder, how'd you hook up with him?
He actually lives in Colorado. That's where
Oh
I am.
yeah. So you tripped over him and said, "Hey, you want to do a comic together?"
Yep. No, I met him. Well, kind of something like that. I see him every year, just about. He does a couple local shows,
Right.
and I always want to put out my own comic. When I decided to do it, I just walked up to him. I told him about what I wanted to do, and he's like, "Oh, that's nice." And then after I started talking to him more about it, he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then that was it. Just talked to him on the phone a couple times, discussed what I wanted, emailed back and forth, and came up with a pretty good plot and concept. And then he recommended some artists to me, and then I worked with the artists to create model sheets, like me and Bunny were talking about earlier. We started creating our characters and making this universe around my main character, Smokes, and the Weaponized Werewolf. So both comics go together. They're both in the same world.
That's cool.
So you'll see the same characters throughout both books, but there's a time difference between the two books.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
take place at the same exact time. At least not all of it.
Right, right.
Right?
Pops is letting us know comic related madness on Facebook, the best promotional group there is. Yeah, I've been trying to drop more stuff there myself, and definitely, if you're on Facebook, you should drop, the sign up list.
Me?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean? You mean on Facebook? What, on my page? Or your page?
There's a comic group called Comic Related Madness that Pops Van Zandt
Oh,
run.
yeah. I was
Yeah,
wondering what you're saying.
yeah. So it's a good place to promote what you got going on, and you trying to get
And I also posted in Mike Barron has a group, the comics and novels of Mike Barron.
right,
There's
right.
about 2,000 people in there right now,
Yep.
so the group is growing. But yeah, I'll post in Pops too. Why didn't I do that? It always pops up. I just don't go on Facebook that much. I'm just sick of Facebook for some reason. You know what I
Ye-
mean?
no, I totally get it, but it is still a great place to connect with a lot of people, and share your thing out. I have a group, Create Our Own Comics, that's on Facebook, that you should definitely go to, and I'll let you in the group, and you can post there too. That's for all comic makers.
I, I find that posts don't really do as much as just doing the shows. I always get a lot of action after the show doing
That's
these
that's
streams.
it's
But
true, but
you got to
it's-
do everything. You mean
yeah.
I need to get a team going or something.
I'm a one man team myself. Yeah. That's awesome art. That's Barry McLean.
That's Barry McLean.
Nice, nice.
That's
Ink
Weaponized Werewolf.
ink by Rodney Ramos.
Lonnie Ramos inks.
Awesome. No Rodney from way back.
Good guy. Great inker.
Yep.
There he is going in for the kill.
Sweet.
This is actually a different artist. This is from Smokes. This is Lee Oaks. You're probably not familiar with him, but he's an
He's
artist here in Colorado.
He's a popular name. I couldn't tell you what he was worked on, but I recognize the name. I recognize his work.
Lee Oaks.
I like his stuff. Yeah.
He had his own title called Thunder Monkey that he
Right.
did,
Right. Yeah. He's
and
got a. You can find him on Twitter. He hasn't tweeted lately,
it's
but
funny. Him and Mike Barron, they did a book together for Popeye's Chicken, right?
yeah.
They did like a comic book. Well, it's one comic book, but they made it into like four, like four-page story books or whatever. Four different covers with like 4 pages in each one, but it really makes one comic book. But they made it into four instead of one. They really
Right.
milked it. But they worked on the story together, and it was pretty cool actually. It was like came inside of a Happy Meal or whatever for the kids. Imagine you go to Popeyes and your dad made the comic book that comes with the chicken bucket or whatever. You know,
Nice. A friend of mine did a book called Java. He tried to pitch that to
Java.
Starbucks, but it didn't work. It didn't work out, but that would have been sweet. Pop says, I also share all the shows in the madness. But that's fun looking to stuff. I'm liking what I see.
This is another page from Smokes. That's Sepoy, that the gray alien right there.
All right.
There's Smokes in disguise. You'll never know it's a talking humanoid fox, mutant fox. Clark Kent could do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Who knew mutant foxes could ride motorcycles?
Eh?
Here we are. Here's a panel from the first page. Barry did this one.
Right. Yeah, he's
Retinal scan.
yep, he's so good.
Yeah, this page blew me out of the water. I mean, that expression right there in that panel on the far left is just it's one of my favorite pages from the book. This is Lee Oaks again.
So who's that guy?
He's just known as the hunter in the book. He has a short, brief appearance, as you can see. That's just a couple of people that work at the facility where the hybrids are held captive. And this is a pretty little sunset.
Nice.
I just wanted to show that sunset off. That the DC Alonso's colors are just fantastic.
Yeah, that's really cool.
All right, I was going to show you. Here's a breakdown of the story. Can you see that?
Yeah, Black Ops military operation, blah blah blah. You want to read it?
Creates human animal hybrids with the help of ETs on the Colorado-New Mexico border. Are you familiar with any? You follow any alien stuff or anything like that?
Not really, but I it's like I know of things, but I don't really
Well,
follow
you've
them.
heard of Area 51, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, supposedly there's a Area 52, which it's also known as Dulce Base, which is actually on the Colorado-New Mexico border, supposedly underground. And underground in this facility, supposedly there is multiple levels, and on one of these levels, there's people that have come out. Actually, there's even footage supposedly of one of the levels. It's crazy. It's on YouTube. It's called Area 52 or Dulce Base. There's some kind of crazy like alien footage that you can only that supposedly someone snuck out of the base or whatever. It's really strange footage. I mean, it's probably fake, but Who knows? But it's very strange. I put it that way. You have to see it for yourself.
All right.
But the lore is that there's aliens that are on level 7, I think it was, or one of these levels, and they nicknamed the level Nightmare Hall. In Nightmare Hall, supposedly there is alien greys and humans doing experiments on human beings, which is it's this crazy stuff. So my comic book kind of deals with that. So it could be fantasy, it could be reality. So I don't know if my comic book is real or not. I believe that some of the stuff is happening. We do have underground bases all over the U.S. And us working with aliens, who knows? You know what I mean? But supposedly they are working with aliens in this facility known as Dulce Base. In my book, it's not called Dulce Base, but it's called doesn't really have a name. It's this Project Minotaur is where they do all their experiments. And what they do is they're creating hybrids. For what purpose? You're going to have to read the book to find that out.
Right. But, I want to say hello to Lola. Lola Meets. Welcome.
Lola.
Good to see you here. If anybody hasn't signed up, the sign up is pinned in the chat. Please go sign up. So if you're watching this live or you're watching this after, go give it a look. Sign up. Help promote
sign up, and I can just
badger
you guys and send you guys. What's that?
Help promote indie creators.
Yes. This is the main cover for Smokes.
Yep.
I got Don Perlin, the legend, co-creator of Bloodshot, Moon Knight. He's a really nice guy.
I worked with him back when I worked at Valiant back in the day.
It's not easy to approach an artist and ask them to draw your character, especially when it's a pot-smoking fox. It's not an easy sale, Oh, hey, what's going on? Hey, I was wondering. But Don saw it and he goes, "I'll draw that."
Nice. Yeah, and it's a great cover.
And Bob Layton did the inks on this one.
Yeah. They were the tag team up at Valiant.
And then I tried a little something different. I had Gerhard do the colors.
Looks good.
From Cerebus. See that? See the moon in the background right there?
Right.
Did you actually that moon is actually a cover of Cerebus? That's actually
really?
So this is actually a cover inside of a cover.
Oh man!
When Gerhard told me he was going to add that moon, because that moon wasn't there, Don Perlin never drew that moon in. I told Gerhard I wanted the moon in there. So what he did is he took the moon, and I forgot what issue it is now. It's 183, I think it was, and he took the issue's cover is just that moon. But what he did is he changed the color of it and made it, oranges. But
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I have it on my computer. But yeah, Gerhard did it on his blog, and he told me about it. And then he posted it on his blog. Yeah, but that was pretty cool. And he thought I'd get a kick out of that. So that's a Cerebus cover right there behind those trees.
Yeah,
just
cool.
Change the color of it. And this is the variant cover, which is all Gerhard. The colors, everything.
Yeah.
See these animals right here? All the animals in the background?
Right.
These are all nocturnal animals of Colorado.
Yeah.
I told him to put as many in the background as he could. That's the black bear right there, and then there's I think it's a red fox over here.
Yeah.
Down there in the corner, and then I don't know what the hell kind of owl that is, a horny owl, a horned owl, or whatever the hell it was. But I gave him a list of all these animals, and he looked them up and put the ones he liked in there.
There's a bat. There's a bird. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
There's some bats on the top, at the very top. See them?
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of bird that is at the very
and
bottom.
What is Smokes doing?
He is going number 1 on that tree. I
So for
I
comic book first there, I guess.
I wanted to be I wanted it to be funny.
Yeah,
So it's not
no,
it's
it's
not
great.
all serious book. It's about a pot smoking fox. We're not talking. It's not a serious book. You know, it does got horror elements. Weaponized Werewolf is more of a horror book, but Smokes has got a little bit of horror in it, but it's more like a dark comedy, I guess you can say.
Right, right.
But it's not like hilarious or anything. It's just got a joke here and there. It's just more like dark humor. And here we go. Here's a page from the interior of Smokes by Lee Oaks and Rodney Ramos and DC Alonso doing the colors again.
Right.
That's inside the facility of Project Mintar.
Cool, cool.
But I really like his colors. I found him on one of those groups I was talking about earlier, on one of those Facebook groups. And there's
Nice.
a lot of people out there that color. I mean, there's 1,000 colorists, but finding that one colorist that you really like and really think that's available. Not only do you got to find one that you like, that you want, you got to find one that's available and affordable.
Yeah. Uh, and we'll do the job. Trust
And
me.
we'll do
Like
the job. Yeah.
I went through 2 different colorists before I decided just to do it myself.
Yeah, I've had some problems, but
uh,
I found
but
DC and he's fast. I mean, we've done so many changes on these pages. Um, just like small things like the pipe, I wanted it a certain way. It has like a little copper tone on the top of the pipe. Then it has a silver
right,
in between. It, I just want to make sure everything's right. You got to watch out for everything. You know what I mean? The character has green eyes on page 1, 2, and 3, and then all of a sudden on page 4, I noticed that he had blue eyes or whatever, different color eyes, and then but you got to find everything. You got to look at these and find those mistakes now and early on before it gets published.
yeah,
So basically, I'm the editor in chief, and when I used to see editor in chief inside of a comic book, I thought it was just a cheap way to get your name in a book without doing anything. Honestly, that's what I thought it was. It's just like, oh, he just wants his name in every book because he thinks highly of himself or whatever because he's high up in the company. But
right,
editor in chief is actually a hard job. I mean, just working with these artists and working with the colorists and just going over these changes and doing them and trying not to harass them about it and just being cool about it and stuff. But I'm kind
yeah,
of a picky guy, you know what I mean? If I don't like something, I'm gonna say something. There's a lot of changes that were made, and I made sure everything looked good. There's nothing that was overlooked. I just scanned these pages for hours on end looking for something I didn't like, or the motorcycle might have been a different color in a different panel, and like, what's going on here? When you're working on these pages, he doesn't notice something like that. So I have to find these things. He's just
yeah.
banging. He wants to get them out, out the door and get them over with because he's got a lot of work to do.
Have you dealt with what is it, the RGB CMYK translation? Like, like it looks one way on a computer monitor, but it's going to look another way once it's published on paper. Have you tested it out yet, or that's the next stage?
Well, the next stage would be to put together the printing file, which would be in CMYK,
Right, right,
and I'll have Kurt do that. Kurt said he does that too.
cool,
And he did the video. He did the lettering. He helped me do the designing of both logos for Smokes and Weaponized Werewolf, both those logos.
nice,
So
nice.
he has a piece in just about every stage of this book, and he was a real big help because I never made a comic book before, so he gave me a lot of good advice as far as like what size the pages should be. You think it's pretty simple, everybody knows how to draw a comic book page, but if it's off by an inch or two, that then you have to do post production or whatever. You got to do editing and Photoshop and resize
Yeah.
panels and all that crap and pay somebody maybe to do it because you can't do it yourself. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm all right in Photoshop, but I don't know. I don't have the skills for that.
Yeah. I was once published by, I won't name the publisher, but they printed pages I worked on. Uh, and actually the whole book, like one book they published, and it was like 6-inch border on the bottom and the top. And I was like, there's so much white space on this page. What, didn't you like know what you're doing? Apparently not, though. Pop
But
says, I will promote the hell out of anything Mike Barron's name it has his name on. So,
yes, he said that last time too.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the Florida. Pops has got the Florida Man
That's
book.
right. Yep.
Let's see. Let's go to another page. This is smoking up for the first time. He invades some teenagers' tent,
Ah.
steals their stash.
So he instinctively knows that like it's a pipe and what to do with the pipe.
well, he had TV in his cell.
All right.
He
Okay.
he was a good boy, so they gave him privileges. He was able to listen to music, and I think he even had a laptop.
Yeah. Nice.
So he was living it up in captivity, so to speak. But he still wanted to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
And then after you smoke, you get hungry. we weren't sure if the artist was going to be able to capture him like getting all the high look, like you can see that in the bottom panel on the left, second to last
Yeah.
panel. But I think he managed to pull it off.
I like it.
And there's that sunset again.
Yep.
And there's the whole page how it went down.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Do raw.
This is the Weaponized Werewolf, which you get for free when you back Smoke. So you get both books, two for.
So they're going to be printed separately.
Yep, I'm gonna print them separately. I was gonna originally
Okay.
do like Ash Can or one of those flip books where you remember like
Right.
Archer and Armstrong 9 Eternal. What was it? Eternal Warrior or whatever.
Yeah.
That flip book.
Yep. Yeah. It's like there's been many flip books
That's the one
throughout.
that comes to mind every time I think of one. But
Yeah.
I decided I'm just gonna. What I'll do is I'll make it a short book, and I'll make a stretch goal. And I talked to Barry, and he said, "Yeah, I'll do some more pages if you want." And Mike is always down to write more, so
Nice.
he's gonna be doing some shows with me. He told me that when his schedule is a little bit more free, and if he's available, so I just gotta let him know when I'm getting on, and he'll tell me if he'll jump on.
Right. Right.
It'll just be unexpected though. It won't be like planned probably. This is the Tim Vigil cover, and it was colored by Kyle Ritter.
It's really nice. Yeah. Solid.
I told the colorist to add that blood dripping out of that eagle's mouth. And then he added the pool of blood. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's actually a pool of blood right there underneath his head.
Right.
And that's the base right there on that top panel right here.
Yep.
This is now we're looking at Barry McLean's art here. He did the interiors. See, originally we didn't think that sun was going to fit in there in the top of the antenna of that base, but because it was a size issue or whatever because of the measurements. And my editor was like, "It has to be this size. It has to be this size."
Right.
Kurt did the editing for my book too.
Cool.
I even wrote 2 or 3 speech balloons. I had to rewrite, not because my writing was bad or anything, just because there's a sizing issue. We didn't have room to squeeze in like a big speech balloon with all that writing, so we had to basically condense it and make it a smaller speech balloon instead of redrawing the whole panel.
Hey, people aren't aware of the work that goes into a comic, and it's like I've had pages I've worked on that have been altered, like the panel placements, panel size, everything, like because things don't fit, things don't flow, things don't whatever. Um, it's like it's the editor's doing, and it's to make it more readable. So we got a bunch of new comments, pops, saying Smokes is a no-brainer for an old stoner like me. LOL. Cooper, otherwise known as Telepathic Money Comics, says some people are like, "Hey, is this panel exciting?" Belmont is like, "Nope, not soon enough. Priorities." Aaron says, "Looks like he's having a bad day." Let's talk about the hunter, probably. And Lo is like, telepathic, Good stuff.
This is the first page of Weaponized Werewolf. That's Colonel Mayberry. There you go. Look at the chompers on
Yeah.
on the werewolf.
Yeah, Barry did solid work.
That panel right there, we actually had to inverse. My editor was like, "No, we have to do the inverse on that panel." So I don't know. That's what I just went along with what he said, but I think it does look better that way.
Yeah.
Originally, that third panel was, or that third panel was facing the other direction.
Gotcha.
There they are, hauling them in the back of the battle van.
Yep. The alien.
The alien's name is Sepoy.
Sepoy.
And that thing on his head, you can barely see it, but it's a communicator, so they can understand. That's what they always have those damn things in their ears. You see how he has that thing in his ear?
All right.
Yeah, it's not one of those. It's not a Beats by Dre or whatever. It's just it's an alien communicator.
Yeah.
So the alien's a little bit different than what they say they are. Where in our world, the real world, supposedly they talk to you in using telepathic powers or whatever, and they talk in your mind. But here you have to have a communicator. It's a little bit different then. This is my favorite page right here. You get to see the man in action.
There you
Wolf
go.
man.
Time to feed.
Look at that one in the back just running on that last panel.
Yep.
You see, he's got drone. See his Cheney's got a bracelet. What that bracelet does is it's like a tracker, and those see above his head, he's got a couple of drones. Those drones actually follow that bracelet.
So that they keep the camera on him, kind of.
Yeah, so they're inside the battle van and they are observing him in action.
Gotcha.
They let him go play.
Yep.
Let's see what he can do, and they're just watching from inside. So not many werewolves have drones that follow them. This one does. I was thinking about later on, he's going to have some, weaponized drones.
Well,
right now, it's basic training.
here's something like what's the plan for both of these books? Are they like miniseries or are they?
Probably going to be a mini series.
Yeah,
There's a lot. There's a lot more story we can tell. Just is there a want for it? I don't know yet.
right.
So this
Yeah,
is my first time putting out a book, and I decided to put out two books, which wasn't even really my original plan. But I found it easier to make two separate books than to make one longer book because then you got to wait on one artist, to keep drawing the one book. But if you get two books going, you got two different artists going. And Barry he was so quick. He was just doing one page a day almost, if
yeah,
not every single day. And he banged out the whole book in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
yeah.
It's pretty quick. So
Uh,
I just figured I was just gonna going that route would be a better way and more efficient. And then I do something a little bit different no one else is doing. I don't know. Some other campaigns are giving out two comics, but I don't know if the two comic books go together. Usually it's like bonus stuff or whatever, behind the scenes stuff. These are two separate stories that go together, and then you get, you know, two different covers. And then if the stretch goal is met, you'll get more pages to the story. So I want to make the zero issue bigger. I just hope that
right.
I can do that. It's not going to be cheap, and it's going to be a pretty high sketch goal though to in order to do that. But everything is done. I The lettering, the coloring, just need to create the printing files
Right.
and get some printed up. But I don't even know how many I'm going to need until I run the campaign. So can't
Yeah.
do any of that. So I'm pretty much did everything I can do at this point.
Now, is it? I could be wrong, but did you say you're waiting on a certain amount of people to sign up to launch it, or do you have a specific day?
I was thinking February 8th, I think it was.
Oh,
I think it's
okay.
a Tuesday, but it's not set in stone.
Right.
But I want to get at least 100 people on my sign up list before I even launch it because, or I'll just be, it could fail.
Right. Right.
I want to have the best chances. And so I'm just going to try to build a list. Just because
Yeah.
someone signs up doesn't mean they're going to buy your book. You know what I mean? But
Right. So you're trying to do as much promotion between
I'm
now and
doing
February and see where it goes. And
I'm doing whatever I can. I appreciate all you guys. Pops is always popping in on my streams, and you and Bunny and Lola and everybody else. Um,
excellent.
every little thing helps. Just hitting that retweet button is, makes a world of a difference for somebody who's only doing this, alone. And it's just me. I don't have a team of people writing posts for me. It's all me. That's it.
Yeah.
But
I mean that's like most independent creators I know is like don't have teams, but I mean you hire people, but you're the team. Like you can't expect everybody to do as much as you do. And so says the story so far is unique. It's definitely going to be a want. I for one want to get into this universe for the pot alone.
I was going to show you what the first about. I think I have like 90 of them, 88, close to 90 metal cards
Right.
that I'm gonna give out for people that sign up and back the campaign. I was gonna show you a video of the card here,
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
just a little short.
Pop says this is what I do. Telepathic bunny stoners. I am surrounded by stoners. Uh, and
So that's a Barry McLean metal trading card. Phoenix Animation did the printing. I'll just show it one more
I'm
time
not
because it's kind of
seeing.
short. You can't see it. You can't see my screen.
No,
What screen are you seeing? You just seeing
the
the
comic
werewolf
page.
eating the thing? All right, let me.
Okay.
Fix it. What did Bunny say?
No, not Pops. I, for one, am shocked.
Oh, here we go.
All right, let me click on this. And here we are.
See it?
Yeah,
All right.
that's nice.
Already was big, huh?
Yeah, you can tell it's metal. Cool image.
Yeah, it's Barry McLean and Rodney Ramos and Bruna Costa did the coloring. She's in Brazil. She's pretty good.
Nice.
Just got my logo on the back. And that's it.
Cool,
Show it
cool.
a couple more seconds. So you get that and 2 books to about the first 90 people who sign up and back. I'm not going to give away any other stuff that I'm going to have, but I'm going to have some more products available with my campaign and some surprises. Also, some sketch cards. I'll be selling original art. And
Nice.
probably some signed comics too.
There you go. It's always a
I don't know if anybody
plus.
wants my signature, but Mike Barron will be signing.
Of course they do, man. You created it, so yeah. People appreciate that kind of thing.
Don Chin did say he did like my autograph because he was like, "You got to have a cool autograph, guys. Don't be lazy when you sign your books." He posted on one time, and I sent him a picture. What about this one? He's like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool. I dig it." So I guess mine's all right. But
I'll have to get his approval on my signature one day.
yeah,
Um,
is this cool, Pete?
is this cool? Um, well, like, okay, so yeah, I've mentioned the Genesis crew a bunch of times, and eventually I'm going to actually have time where I'm going to get everybody's collective socials, specifically YouTube, um, and put them in my links somewhere. But I want to offer to you as well as to everybody else that's part of our little collective group. If you ever need anything for me to do, just holler, and I'm down. You know.
I wish I knew that before I finished everything.
Well, if you might have another print, possible stretch goal, whatever, whatever, sketch card, uh, you know, if you want me to go after telepathic bunny for you, whatever you need,
Break his leg.
I'm, I'm just saying. Uh, but,
Definitely, we need to do something together. At least even a pinup or something.
yeah, it'll be fine. Um,
Well, there's always issue 2.
Yep, there's always issue too. Like, hopefully what we see is a lot of sign-ups, a successful campaign, and there will be issue 2 and more down the line. You put together what looks like 2 quality books,
We might even do
and
Smokes the novel. I talked to Mike about that. Is like
oh
anything's
boy.
possible.
So there's let's see, what did I miss? Oh, okay. So Aaron goes, nah, give it to me. I'll take the signature. Yeah, for sure, man. Pop says grr representation. uh, Telepathic, you represent yourself very well. This is the sign up post for CromCon 20 is up in the madness. Get on the Crom. And Lois
I gotta get
says,
on that one.
not the bunny. But yeah,
You want to do a group one on there or again?
a group.
We do a
Uh,
GenesisCrüe on Pops CromCon.
um, I mean, I'm not planning to go on again, and I'm not sure if if Cooper has set up anything. I'm just trying to get through the month, man. I got too much work.
Yeah, it's a big month for me. I got my birthday, Christmas, New Year's.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
it's a lot. It's a lot for most people. Um, but who knows? Maybe like, how hard it is to get every member of the group on anything. But we'll try. We'll give it a shot at some point. I'm sure. And get lower as well, and Ictus and all the names I'm forgetting. Oh, Pop says, it is a 10-minute elevator pitch con on the 26th. Okay.
oh, I want one of those
And
spots then. Wait, let me write
X
this
Men.
down.
Yeah, there you go. Xmas weekend. So it would be casual, um, like an all day open mic. Yeah, cool.
What do you say, the 26th?
26th.
And then,
So day after Christmas, which I don't know. Is that?
which everybody usually just returns all their shit they got.
Yeah, I'll be busy returning everything. Um, oh, I'll mention, like, I already got one of my gifts. My brother Jimmy and Amanda, his wife, um, are always ultra giving, and they sent me a huge ass box of, what is it, Omaha steaks. It's like
Those are expensive.
steaks and burgers and uh apple treats and a whole mess of stuff,
Apple
and
treats. You living it up over
yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to get eat all this. Um, but yeah, he sent me something similar last year. The year before that, it was like pizza, like
How do
the
I get on this
pizza
Christmas
man.
list?
Yeah, well,
Can I change my
I
name?
think I was, yeah, pretty much.
Justin
Um,
Palmiotti.
Palmiotti
Your new
Press. That's
adopted
what you
son.
should. But
I like
man,
steaks.
I got that today, and I probably won't be eating. I already had plans for dinner, but I'll be getting to that soon. And wow, yeah, the steak is freaking phenomenal. So tasty, so good. So shout out to Jimmy, thank you, and Amanda, thank you. But I'll be talking to him later anyway. But
Does he ink anymore?
he does not. He does do artwork. Like, I've seen him recently messing around with, what's the popular digital program that everybody's using. I'm blanking on the name at the moment, but it's like tablet. Um, yeah, I'm
What?
forgetting the name. Anyway, he messes around with digital stuff, or he draws on covers and stuff. Like his company, it's him, Amanda, Frank Thierry, a bunch of other people. Is Paper Films. I believe if you go to paperfilms.com, you could see, like, they do offers on original artwork and sketch covers and whatnot. And you'll see him drawing some little things here and there. But he's not an inker anymore. He's a writer. And
Is there a reason for that, or he just decided he's done
well,
inking, or sick of
well,
it, or
inking is a lot of work, and he he knew that going in. But I mean, he's inked. I've been doing comics since '91. He's started just before me. Um, but I've inked hundreds of books. He's inked thousands of books. He was super fast. He was doing between 5 and 7 books a
so he's
week
burnt
at one
out?
time.
He got burnt out.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, like, it's an easier life as a writer. Let's face it. Um, artwork takes a long time. Um, But so you'll see him occasionally do something here and there art wise. I think a couple of years back he did some inking gig for somebody because they pleaded with him, but mostly he sticks to the writing. He's not only does comics, but he gets involved when his properties get made into TV shows or films. Um, he's done a number of writing gigs for video games. Like he did a Punisher video game. He did DC Universe video game where he wrote. There was Dead Space where he wrote the animated movie for it.
So
He
he's got better things to do.
Yeah, he's written Speed Racer cartoon
Oh,
series.
really?
He's all over the place, man. Like he's been in had his fingers in a lot of everything. He's written a commercial for Nike or something, I forget. Um, but yeah,
Man, all I
it's
did is put out a pot smoking fox.
yeah, man. Well, it's like what I tell people is he's the high end of the comic industry, and I'm on the low end. But it's like I'm the starving artist of the gang. But we got other brothers. We got two other brothers that aren't doing comics for a living. So,
Can they
um,
draw though?
what's that?
Do they have the skill though in them?
We're all artists. My other brothers have drawn. Like my brother Tony has done computer animation for commercials out in Florida. He did that for years. Mostly it's him and his wife now booking cruises, although that's here and there because of COVID. And my oldest brother is he's either retired fully or semi-retired. He was working at the airport for a while, for years actually. So they got into other things. Like my brother was Tony was into electronics years ago. He had his own sound studio back in Brooklyn. You know, and dabbled in lots of other things. So they're both creative, they're both artists, but they didn't pursue it as a career necessarily. Um, but yeah, like my brother's been very, very successful at it, and I'm just, I'm the insane one that plugs along regardless of the challenges. But I think once I complete what's on my agenda for next year, that people will be taking me a lot more seriously and be wowed by a lot of what I got going on behind the scenes that I can't talk about yet. So.
Super serious. Yeah, super serial. What was that? You remember that? It was a South. I don't know if you watched South Park. Super
Yeah,
serial.
yeah. um, let's
Oh,
see. What did I missed a lot of comments. Oh, okay. Pop says, "Yeah, hit me up on Twitter. I'll lock you into a spot if you want."
yeah, I'll message
Aaron,
him later.
I mean, I don't know if I can send back my dignity. You had dignity. I had dignity once. He gave me a rash. He goes a long, long time ago, and then he was talking about Clip Studio Paint. No, actually, Procreate was the program I was trying to think of that I
Oh,
saw my brother
Procreate.
messing around with. That's a popular new trendy art program, especially for tablets and whatnot. Then telepathic, you have friends in low places. Peace. Welcome to the Shaolin, bro.
I'm way behind the technology. I have Windows 7 on my computer, and
Oh, geez.
I thought 10 was a horrible operating system. So I hope
Well,
11 is better.
I didn't hear good things yet. I only heard things from actually one friend who has 11, and she said she didn't like it.
They
I
always
have
do that.
I have 10, which I do happen to like. But I can't upgrade with the system I have. So there's that.
I am like you try to plug in your phone to your computer, or whatever, and get your pictures off of it. Like some programs started running. I was like, what the hell is this? They just make it overly complicated.
Yeah.
Um, they always do that though. They'll come out with a good operating system, and then they come out with like two bad ones in a row, and then they'll make a really good one again. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like if one day we get a lot of independent creators together, we'll make our own hardware and site
Yeah.
and everything so we can avoid the man totally. But, until then, we're stuck with using
I
other
am
people's
keeping
shit.
Windows 7, Bunny. I mean, that's a given. I was even offered Windows 10 for free. They kept on bothering me every single day. Would you like to download 10 for free? Upgrade now.
Yeah,
Press the button.
freaking.
Upgrade now. They were doing that for like months on end, bothering the hell out of me. Like, I don't want that on my computer.
Yeah, is what it is, but
And I'm also running like a old version of Photoshop, CS5. I don't know how old that one is.
that's quite old, I believe. I never used Photoshop. I've only
No.
used other art programs.
Well, I had to
Uh,
use it again to design all my campaign.
yeah,
So I was looking around for designers, and they wanted $900 plus. Some of them. I'm like, I'm just going to do this
yeah,
myself. I have
yeah.
a what?
The,
Are you saying?
the, the, there just isn't designers or logo makers or whatever like oriented for the independent comics people, because we can't afford much. It's like
Yeah, and I'm just gonna start doing everything myself. I'm gonna do all my promotion. I'm gonna do. I
yeah,
did the campaign designing, the campaign writing. Actually, Mike Barron helped me out a little bit with the campaign writing. He told me
yeah,
if I need anything, just
that's awesome.
comes back in a couple seconds and gives you this like, holy shit, it's a lot. Sounds a lot better than what I wrote.
Well,
But
it's totally awesome that you hooked up with him and you're working on books together with him. um I might have to steal him from you at some point. But no, I'm too busy
I'm
to
like
do
this
that.
lost son you never had.
Yeah. So you could become a Palmiotti, and I could become Belmont.
Yeah,
Um,
I spent the whole weekend with him at RockyCon. I was just sitting at his table.
nice, nice. So anything we haven't covered? We've gone over an hour, and it's and sound like like you were
That was
super
it. I mean, I showed you the
easy
metal
to
card. You get the metal card if you sign up, and like the
right.
first 90 people get the metal card, and you get both comics when you back. Smokes has two different covers, so there's going to be one tier where you can buy one cover or the other cover, and then there's going to be another tier where you can get both covers. So whatever one you like the best, or you can get them both.
Right. So number one, sign up is ultra important. Do you want people to follow you on Twitter? You want to grow your following on Twitter,
Yeah,
or
sure. They can follow me. It's at Justin Belmont with the underscore between my name, but first and
right?
last name, like right underneath my logo here.
I could put it down in the description box below.
But
If
I don't know. I
anybody,
don't grow on Twitter. Like I'll get 10 or 15 people following me, and then they'll suddenly just go. I think I'm like locked or whatever by Twitter for some reason. I don't know, but it's really strange. And for
right?
months on end, I've been at the same amount. I keep adding people and just losing people every day, one or two people, and lose two or three
Well,
people, and just stay
I,
at the same.
I've been on Twitter since almost the very beginning of Twitter, so it's a common thing. People come, people go. I have people come, people go like a lot in just a day. So it's not a strange thing. There was
No, I
somebody in
mean,
our group talking about people getting dropped off of Twitter, but like I
no,
didn't
but
see
I've been
them.
literally the same for like 4 or 5 months, no matter what.
Yeah,
It just like stay the same. It doesn't go down or up. Just like stays
yeah,
around the same within like
yeah.
5 followers. Really strange.
Well, I mean, it's just important that like for you to start really gaining an audience, then people should follow you regardless. Like like that's helpful. So go follow them.
And put your email in the sign up list so I can hound you that
Yeah,
way
there you go.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
I never even did
Uh,
that yet. I haven't sent out my first mass email yet using Mailchimp or whatever.
right, right. Yeah.
But that's
Um,
my next thing. So I just signed up to that. I gotta learn how to do that. It looks pretty easy. You change
yeah,
the font or add a picture or whatever
yeah.
format.
Yeah. Like I never had a Mailchimp thing, but I'm signing up to their site. Um, I did a quick Kickstarter for retro 5 days, and I didn't have a sign up list or anything. Um, but for Indiegogo next year, I'm going to do all that jazz. It's more work I got to do next year. Um, but okay, man. Well, this has been great. This is a great conversation. Great, showed off your two books and all the artwork and your metal card.
Not all the artwork,
And,
just a little taste
well,
of it.
just what you're willing to do at the moment. Uh, but yeah, I hope people get a good sense of the books, and we'll go check it out and definitely sign up and spread the word.
Thanks for having me,
And
Pete.
you're my pleasure, man. You're more than welcome to come on once you're live, so we can tell people about it all over again and see where you're at then. It'll be
Tell
exciting.
Jimmy I went on his Christmas list.
Yeah, the steak is on the way. Thank you everybody for watching. Whether you've done that live or after the fact, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't. I would say hit the notification buttons, but those frankly aren't working lately. I hit notifications for at least 20 things and not one of them popped up. um
Send me your fan mail, your love letters, whatever. I'll
yeah,
take it.
yeah. Become a Patreon. Support me on Patreon. I've been doing daily sketches for the past 3 days. That will be an ongoing thing for as long as I can stay on top of it and don't forget. Include it into my schedule. And yeah, so if you pledge for any amount, I mean, frankly, I've been listing them as free, so anybody can go check out my Patreon page to see my daily sketches. But your support will be appreciated if you do. And until tomorrow I got a solo show. I'll more than likely be working on retro for the very last time on my channel, at least inks on issue 1. So looking forward to that, people. 4 o'clock, and yeah, I'll be back every day, weekday, 4 o'clock. Sometimes with Allison, that kind of thing. But yeah, goodbye for now. Keep making art. Keep making